After training over 7,000 small business owners through my various programs, I have seen one big mistake come up over and over again. These small business owners think, I just need to grow my Instagram account. I need to be posting daily. I should be building a brand. And I'm here to tell you, that's simply not true. In fact, I'm going to break down in this video how you can be making $10,000 per month with a virtual assistant business without ever having to post on social media. In fact, I'm going to break down exactly how the numbers work, how many clients you actually need to hit those goals, what it looks like at $40 an hour, what it looks like at $45 an hour, and how hiring just one subcontractor at $15 an hour will increase your margin. By the end of this video, you're going to see how reaching that coveted $10K per month goal is not some just fancy influencer dream. It can become your reality because it's just a numbers game. If you haven't met me, I'm Abbey Ashley, and I love teaching people how to make money working from home. So if that's something you want to hear more about, make sure you subscribe to my channel and you can click that bell if you want to be notified every time I release new content. Okay, first I'm going to show you what reaching 10K per month would look like if you were trying just to do this hourly. And so I'm talking about with no team whatsoever. Now, in order to break down how to make $10,000 per month without using social media, I'm going to start with the premise that you are going to start a service-based business, okay? A service-based business, the absolute easiest one to start, one that you can start right away with the skills you already have, is a virtual assistant business. Now, I've trained over 7,000 virtual assistants over the past 10 years, which is still so crazy to me. And my VAs have gone on to make not just $10,000, but $20,000, $50,000, $80,000, even $90,000 per month in their business because they didn't do what I'm going to share with you in tip number 1. Okay, so you're going to have to watch to the end of the video to see what they did do, but I want to show you this because it really shines a light on what so many people do as a mistake when they're first getting started. Okay, so step number 1, if you were to start a service-based business, and I'm assuming a virtual assistant business because that's where we can start with the skills we already have, right? So if you were to start that type of business and you were to start your services at $40 an hour, to actually make $10,000 a month, guys, you're going to have 250 billable hours, which is 62 and a half hours a week. Here's the thing, guys. I don't want you working 62 and a half hours per week, okay? That is not what I call the freedom life. Even if you were doing this full time and could work 40 hours a week at $40 an hour, that's going to be about $6,400 a month. Now, you may look at that and say, hey, Abby, that would replace my income. Let's go ahead and do that. And I think that is great. In fact, many of my VAs start out in their business just trying to replace the full-time income that they already have, or at least coming close to it. So they'll start off hourly, charging $35, $40 an hour, get a few monthly reoccurring packages going, and then often that $5,000 or $6,000 a month replaces their income, and they're able to do that solo, which I think is so cool. So again, this isn't a bad strategy. It, for many, is just a starting point, but it's not where you're going to land if you want to hit those $10,000 per month. So if you are a curious wanderer like me, I start to think, what if I just raise my rates slightly, right? So what if I charged $45 an hour? Well, $10,000 divided by $45 an hour is still 222 hours per month, which is 55 hours a week. Again, not really hitting the goals that I want for you. Okay, so let me introduce you to a new concept, and that is the subcontractor shift. If you will allow yourself to consider not just being a solopreneur and having a couple other people, one, even to start out with in your business that are helping you with the work, it actually creates such an explosion of potential for your business. So let's go back to that $45 per hour rate. Remember, to hit $10,000 months, yes, you do need 225 hours, but you do not have to be the person actually hitting those hours. So what I recommend is that you budget for a subcontractor to be about 30% of the income that you're making. So if you have a $45 an hour package, then you'd want to pay a subcontractor around $15 per hour. Maybe you're not hourly and you have a $300 package. You'd want to keep your budget about $100 for the subcontractor to do the work it takes for that package. So in the case of this $45 an hour package, you would be paying your subcontractor $15 an hour and you would be keeping the $30 an hour without actually doing the work. Now you might think, why would somebody do this? Why would a subcontractor agree to this? Well, you guys, people are looking for flexible work. People are looking for using the skills that they have working from home. Maybe they have kids at home or they're college students and they're not looking to go out and grow a big business or to market themselves, right? So if you can do the marketing, you can bring in the clients. There are so many people who are super happy to be working that little bit lower rate, but that's because they get the freedom and the flexibility that you're providing in your job. Let's do the math one more time. If you have 9 clients, each at a 25-hour package, those packages being $45 an hour, that is 225 total client hours, which brings us to $10,125 per month. Now, yes, we do have some expenses, so you're not actually taking home that full amount, but this is just with one potential subcontractor, you guys. When I was first getting started in my business, I got my very first virtual assistant client. I got her at about $35 an hour. And guess what? Right away, I thought, I'm going to hire a friend of mine to help me with the work. I actually realized I loved getting the clients a little bit more than doing the admin work myself. Guilty. So I had a friend who was a stay-at-home mom who was delighted to help me out with subcontracting. So I got that first client, handed the work onto her. Then I got another client and got another subcontractor. I ended up building a team of 4 subcontractors, which brought me to multiple 6 figures in revenue and allowed me to replace not only my income, but my husband's income as well. This was a game changer for our family, and this is why I'm so passionate about sharing this type of work with other people. I want you to pull back and think about this for a moment, because what I'm sharing with you isn't that you need to get 10,000 followers on Instagram or some other platform. It's not that you need to sell hundreds and hundreds of products through an e-commerce store, right? I'm talking about getting 9 people to say yes, 9, right? And I think that is the beauty of virtual assistants and these freelancing businesses that I'm so passionate about, is that it's monthly recurring income, really high value packages that you really feel good about selling to people because you're providing a service they actually need, and it is super, super scalable. So these are all the reasons I'm obsessed with virtual assistants, and I think you should be too. So I always love to get feedback from my audience, from you guys. I would love to know, what did you think of this video? What stood out to you? And is there an aha moment that you want to share with me? Let me know in the comments. Now, once you've decided on, yes, I want to start a virtual assistant business, I want to get those 9 clients, it's time to develop a marketing plan. And good news for you, I went ahead and made one for you, and I'm keeping it all inside of this next video. So go ahead and go check it out. That's it. That's all I have for you today. I will see you in that marketing plan video.